Hey, fifth graders, I hope you are doing great. So let's continue on with what we started about looking at terms and constants and coefficients, so on and so forth. So it says a term can be a number, a variable, which is a letter, or the product of numbers and variables, such as 7n. Terms are separated by plus and minus signs. So here we have each term is 7x. The second term is positive 9y, and the third term, remember that minus sign separates terms, but it also belongs to the 15. So our terms are positive 7x, positive 9y, and negative 15 or minus 15. All right. So in the term 7x, 7 is called the coefficient. So whatever number is being multiplied by that variable is called the coefficient. Like terms are terms that have the same variables raised to the same exponents. The coefficients don't have to be the same. Constants, which remember from last week, are numbers that are not attached to a variable. Constants are all considered like terms. Constants can be whole numbers, decimals, or fractions. All right, so let's identify the like terms. So we're looking for an a raised to the first power. So if you don't see an exponent, it just means it's raised to the first power. So the other number that has an a raised to the first power is negative 3a. All right, so those are like terms. The second term, we have y to the raised to the power of 2. So we're looking for y raised to the power of 2, and there's 1. So those two are like terms. 5 is a constant. It doesn't have a variable attached to it. So is there another constant? Yep, negative 3. Those are like terms. And then finally, 3y is sitting there all by itself, right? So it doesn't have a like term. So now it says to combine the like terms, to add the like terms. So if we add 5a plus negative 3a, or same thing as 5a minus 3a. So 5 apples subtract 3 apples is 2 apples, right? So that'd be 2a. All right, so then if we have 3y squared, and we're going to combine that with 6y squared, 3y squared plus 6y squared, 3 plus 6 is 9y squared, okay? And then our other like terms were 5 and negative 3. So 5 plus a negative 3, or 5 minus 3, is 2. So we just combined our like terms. All right, so let's try these problems. Let me change colors. I don't like that red. All right, so 7x and 2x are like terms. So we're going to add our coefficient. 7 plus 2 is 9. All right, on number 2, we're going to find our like terms. Here we go. So 5x to the third plus 7x to the third. 5 plus 7 is 12x to the third. And now we're going to have 3y combined with negative or minus 2y. So 3 yo-yos subtract 2 yo-yos is positive 1 yo-yo. And if that coefficient is a 1, you don't need it because 1 times y is y. So you can drop the 1. If the coefficient is a 1, you can drop it. And then this term sits by itself. Make sure you bring over that sign that sits in front of it. So I'm going to write minus 4x squared. So that's the final answer. There's nothing more we can do with that expression. All right, here we have 3a plus 5a, 3 bananas, or bananas, 3 apples plus 5 apples is 8 apples. And then minus 2b has nothing to combine it with, so that's part of our answer. And then you guys pause the video, try number 4 by yourself, please. All right, we have 1 apple plus 2 apples is 3 apples. And then we have 2 bananas plus 1 banana is 3 bananas, right? And then negative or minus 2c is by itself. So there we go. I hope you got it right. All right, so sometimes they'll give us a value for the variable. For example, here it says 5 times x, or 5x plus 100 evaluated if x is equal to 7. So this literally means not 57. Nope, it means 5 times 7. 5 times 7 plus 100. Well, 5 times 7 is 35, and 35 plus 100 is 135. That is the answer. All right, let's get the next one. Evaluate the expression 2x squared plus 4y when x equals 8 and y equals 1.5. So I'm going to multiply 2 times what? 8 squared. So only the 8 is squared. And then we're going to add 4 times 1.5. So remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. We do our exponents before we're allowed to multiply. So we're going to say 2 times 8 is 64. And then 4 times 1.5. So now I'm multiplying 2 times 64 is 128 plus 4 times 1.5 is 6. So my final answer is 8 plus 6 is what, 134? Yep, I believe that's right. 134. All right, hopefully you guys are trying these as well. The next one says 6 times what? 3. If 3 is s, we're going to do 3 to the 3rd power. Okay, only that 3 is being raised to the 3rd power, not 6 times 3, not 18 to the 3rd power, but 6 times, well, 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And then the last thing I'll do is multiply 27 times 6, and I would get 162. And that is the answer, 162. All right, on this one, you can't divide by 3 until you take care of everything on top. All right, so here we have 5 squared plus b is 2 to the 3rd power, or 2 cubed, divided by 3. So we're going to do all this first. So 5 squared is 25. 2 to the 3rd power, or 2 cubed, is 8, divided by 3. Like I said, this stays together. So 25 plus 8 is 33, and 33 divided by 3 is 11. All right, you guys try as many as you can without my help, okay? All right, the next one is 7 times 4 squared. So only the 4 is squared, not 7 times 4, not 28 squared. And then this is squished all together, which means then you're going to multiply by 2. So we're going to do our exponent first. So 7 times 4 squared is 16 times 2. And then I'm going to plug that right in my calculator. 7 times 16 times 2 is 224. Okay. All right. The expression 2 times length plus width is used to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle where the length and the, where L is length and W is width. If the length is 2/7 and the width is 3/7, what's the perimeter? So basically we have a rectangle. It's telling us that it is 3/7 unit long and 2/7 of a unit wide. And so basically it's the same thing as saying 2/7 plus 2/7 plus 3/7 and 3/7. It's right there. You're welcome. All right, so let me plug this in right here. So 2 times 2/7 plus 3/7. Well, these already have like denominators. So I just have to add 2 plus 3 is 5. And then I'm going to multiply. So twice 5/7. So 2 times 5 is 10 over 7. 7 goes into 10 one time with 3 left over. So the perimeter, if we added together all those sides, is 1 3/7 units. Okay, that's the same thing as saying 2/7 plus 2/7 plus 3/7 plus 3/7. I'd get the same answer. Okay, hopefully you guys got that right. Evaluate the expression. So 3.14 times 4 squared plus 4 times 2. All right, 3.14 times 16 plus 4.2. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's 4 times 2. Excuse me. 4 times 2 is 8. Oh, that's ugly. And then the last thing we're going to do, we could just plug that right in our calculator if we wanted to, the way it's written. I'm going to go ahead and add those first. It doesn't matter. If you plug this directly in your calculator, it'll give you the right answer if you plug it in exactly the way you see it, including those parentheses. But 24 times 3.14 is 75.36. Did you guys get that? I hope so. If I ever miss these, you guys send me a sweet message and say, hey, Ms. Richardson, I think you messed up a little bit. This is what I got. All right, how about the last one? Did you guys try that one? 6 squared plus 2 cubed divided by 2 plus 6. So we have 36 plus 8 divided by 8. So 36 plus 6, I'm sorry, it's 36 plus 8 is what, 44? Did I do that right? Yeah, so 36 plus 8 is 44. So 44 eighths. So I can bring that way over here and divide 44 by 4 and get 11, and divide 8 by 4 and get 2. 2 will go into 11 5 times with 1 left over, 5.5. All right. So 44 divided by 8 is 5.5. That is correct. All right, here's some more. 1/2 times, 1/2 times, let's do 3 to the 3rd power plus 3.4 times 4. Thank you. Once again, you could take your calculator and plug this right in exactly like you see it. You have an N over D button if you got the Texas Instrument calculator I recommended that you get. There's your fraction right there. So anyway, we're going to do 1/2 times 27 plus 3.4 times 4 is 13.6. So I know, oh, it's 1/2, silly Miss Richardson. So half of 27 is 13.5 plus 13.6 would be 27.1. Did you guys get 27.1? I hope you did. It costs $100 to rent the bowling alley plus $4 per person. The cost for any number of people can be found by using the expression 100 plus 4 times the number of people. The cost for people, or excuse me, 4 times the cost of one person. The cost of people equals the cost of 20 people. I wish I could read, you guys. Good grief. So here's our $100 to rent the bowling alley plus 4 people. The cost for 20 people. Oh, this is the cost of one person. Yes, I said it right the first time. All right, so if we have 20 people going, the number of people is 20 times 4 is 80, right? So the total cost for 20 people would be $180. $180. Did you guys get that? All right, the side lengths of a cube are 14 feet. So a cube, the good thing about a cube is that all the sides are the same length, right? So if one side is 14, that means all sides is 14. So the width, length, and height is 14, which is what we need when we're finding the volume. So the volume is the side length cubed, because it's width times length times height, right? So basically in exponential form, the volume would equal 14 cubed. And that's what it asked for, exponential form. So that's the answer it's looking for. And of course, it'd be better if I wrote feet. 14 cubed feet. All right, simplify the expression, which simply means to solve it. So 5 to the 3rd power, 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, plus 3 times 5 minus 3 is 2. So we have 125 plus 6, which is equal to 131. All right, let's write an algebraic expression for each of these. Some number to the power of 5. So some number, doesn't matter what variable you use, to the power of 5. 5 is an exponent. 3 less than a number. Now remember, it's very important. Less than is one of those where you flip the order. So we got to start with our unknown number, like n or x, and then minus 3. If you write 3 minus n for less than, that is not correct. And then quotient means division. And then, of course, you have to write these in order. So the quotient of 6 and an unknown number, or you could also write it this way, 6 divided by x or n or w, whatever you want. All right, I think one more question. Here we have some terms. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms. They want us to list the coefficients. So the coefficients are the numbers being multiplied by our variable. So our first coefficient is 6. All right, now I don't see a coefficient. So what I tell you earlier in the video, if you don't see a number, it's a 1. But this isn't just a regular 1 or a positive 1. It's a negative 1. All right, so be careful when it's a negative 1 or positive 1. All right, 8 is not a coefficient because it's not attached to a variable. 7 is a coefficient because it's attached to a variable. And what is this one? Negative 3. And then it wants the constants, which is only one constant, and it's a positive 8. All right, you guys, I hope that helped. So you'll have problems like every one of those this week. So I hope you guys have a great week. And if you need my help, let me know. I will talk to you soon.